So now I'd like to introduce Dr. Ankush Chopra. He's an innovation expert who's helped clients through a lot of training, speaking and research. He does a lot of consulting. He's a professor of innovation at School of Management at Switzerland, and he's also been an assistant professor of management at Babson College. His book, The Dark Side of Innovation, actually focuses on cognitive reasons on why firms disrupt and offers ways to actually avoid getting disrupted. So it's going to be very interesting hearing him on this. He's led a lot of transformation initiatives at Citibank and Procter & Gamble, and he's a PhD from Duke University, and of course an MBA from IIMB Bangalore, batch of 95. He's worked all over the globe, and he's right now here in New York City. So look forward to hearing your version, Ankush, as well as helping you run the panel. Thank you. Please welcome.
Good morning.
Morning.
Well, this is unusual for me, usually. Normally when I'm talking, in front of me are these MBA students who are furiously taking notes, or these are executives or managers who think that I'm going to help them next with what I'm going to talk. Okay. So seeing this group of you fellow IIMB alumni, so we are here to talk about disruption. It's a fascinating subject, right? It's fascinating, it is vivid, it is big. It looms large when we see some disruption take place. And so today, I help companies and individuals to become more effective decision makers, better thinkers, and prevent companies from getting disrupted. So this is my passion, and just like you, I'm here to learn from a very distinguished panel that we have for you. And I'm going to ask the panel members to please join me here, and I'll introduce them to you. Dr. Kicha Ganapathy, he's the CEO of Benelu and EyeQ. He's one of the most senior people on the panel. He's reputed as a visionary and has more than 40 years of experience in the field of computer vision, computer graphics, and human-machine interface. He's credited with building the world's first ping-pong playing robot, leading a team that created the world's first rotating micromechanical structure in silicon that spawned the field of silicon micromachines, with developing the world's first virtual reality 3D game with non-invasive interface. He left Bell Labs in 2000 to start EyeQ that provides custom tinting service for retailers and contractors as a subscription service. Dr. Ganapathy holds a BTech from IIT Bombay, an MTech from IIT Kanpur, and a PhD in computer science from Stanford University in 1976. He was on faculty of University of Michigan, Ann Arbor from 1976 to 82, and taught computer graphics, computer vision, software engineering, and robotics, and AI during his tenure there. The format of this panel would be as follows. Each of our panelists have prepared something that they want to share with you in the very beginning, and we would really like to have this as a very interactive discussion. I would like the panelists to talk to each other, you to ask questions to each panelist, and let's have it free-flowing. My job here is to learn from all of you, and so I'm going to be the timekeeper, all right? And so let's start without further ado. Let's invite Dr. Ganapathy, but before that, let's give a big hand to Deepa. Dr. Ganapathy.
Let me briefly tell you what our company does, and I'll be more than happy to answer any question. Imagine the following. How often you have gone to your store to buy a carpet or furniture or something, looked at the color and said, my God, is that the color we have at home? The answer is you do not know. Humans see millions of colors, at least 16 million. At any given time, your ability to describe a color, look at the word blue, ocean blue, navy blue, sky blue, I can go on and on, but you cannot describe a color. Suppose you could capture that color, store it away, and access it. You go to your store and say, I'm looking for that color. The question is, how do you do that? That's what we're about. On the other hand, I'm just going to concentrate on what we do for the paint industry only because that's where we make money, and anything else is pie in the sky because it's disruptive enough. So I'm not even going to go to the other industries. Next slide. Okay, what do we do right now as a business? There are about 100,000 paint retailers in the United States and about 250,000 paint contractors. I'm just talking the United States now, not even talking about the rest of the world. Okay? These are people who make a living off of selling you paint. Think about paint. You want your color, and the retailer's job is to give you the paint in your color. He or she wants to sell their paint in your color. Okay? The paradigm is very simple right now. How many of you complain about having to scrape off something, you have a tile at home, and you say, my God, I need that, but you can't take the tile. You cannot tear off the carpet. Here is a solution for you. I'll be happy to pass it along. Here is a reader. Okay? This is the current generation, and I always carry in my hand some other company which is begging us to work with them, if I can find that. That's the next generation reader. Here it is. It's too small. Here is another reader. Okay? This is wireless Bluetooth enabled. This works off of LED. The problem is very simple. None of these readers is accurate enough for your need. Thank God, we make them accurate. Okay? So let me go to what we do. If you go to, say, Benjamin Moore store or True Value store, you will find what are called fan decks. On the left is a fan deck that you see. They're called fan decks because they just open up. Every one of the manufacturers in the paint industry would love for you to buy their color and their paint. But unfortunately, these fan decks, for a variety of reasons, cannot consist of more than 2,000 colors. They will become very unwieldy. I told you there are at least 16 million colors the human eye can see. At least. Okay? That doesn't mean you can afford to make formulas for 16 million colors. The way the paint industry works, but that's really what happens. The technology they use, believe it or not, was invented in 1940 before the advent of digital computers. That tells you where they are. Okay? It uses what is called spectral response curve, and I won't get into the details of it. It's extremely easy to understand, but the point is that's what they use. It's a trial and error procedure. Those equipment they use cost about $7,000 a year, and $1,000 a year is essentially for calibrating those spectrums. Okay? If you can now do the following, go back to the slide. Yeah. If you can now go back and tell them, I can provide you a solution for less than $1,000 a year. And by the way, you can cancel at any time. Okay? They would love it. That's what you would think. Okay? But that is true, but it is difficult to disrupt the way they work. But that's what we do. Okay, go to the next slide. That's the opportunity. What do we have? And that shows that that's really the size of it. You can see the human fingers there. This is really the object. Right now, I'm holding in my hand. If you're interested in a live demo, I can just actually do it. Not now, but measure anything, and you can see somebody has read a green color. That's an actual screenshot of a live experience. True Value is one of our customers. You capture a green color. It gives you some color readings. And I'll tell you something. I was just talking to some people. They say, wow, this is your formula. I said, I can give this device to you. You can do what you want with it, which is nothing. There's nothing in this damn device. And we intentionally keep it that way. Okay? I want to be very clear on it. It just captures the color like a camera would or anything would. Everything else happens on the website. You input that reading into your website. It gives you a formula. It's a secure website. It's under user ID. We monitor the damn thing 24/7 because our competition also tries to get into the 24/7. Okay? So we absolutely, that's a proprietary software. People ask me, how does it work? I say it works very well. 3 years later, our competition says, now that we know it, how does it work? I said it works even better. So that tells you what we do. It's a lot of expertise that has gone into it, but that's not what makes money. You really have to be very, very sensitive to the customer needs. We have customers, we work with them. Next slide. Well, in the words of our own customers, just to tell you, see the top curve there, color matching accuracy, pretty much are in the 95–96%. But what I mean by that is if you took a random color and said, give me paint to match it, we'll probably be under less than 5% of the time when we cannot match it. And the reason we can't match it is not because we can't do it. Paint industry does not make color and certain match the color. Let me be that blunt. Not every color that the human eye sees can be replicated by any industry. Color has a huge gamut. In fact, there are colors the human eye cannot see. This thing will see colors that you cannot see. Okay? But what's the point of seeing colors that you cannot replicate? Okay? So that's really the challenge here. Cost, already given you the cost. You can see that it costs the retailers and the contractors less than a couple of dollars a day. It's less than the price of a Starbucks coffee, which is a waste of time. That's another point. can't be done. I said, they're damn right. I said, what do you mean? I said, it can't be done by them. I absolutely admit to that. Okay? So there's a lot of things here, but I'll cover them in a different talk. If you have any questions, the way we do things is very different. Somebody was asking me, why can't I use a camera to do this? Look at color. If I shut the light off, the color that you see will be different. If you move your eyes to another angle, the color will be different. Okay? Worse than that, a paint retailer told me that there are women, I don't mean to offend anybody, but there are women who come to him telling this custom color doesn't match. He says, come back in a couple of hours. He keeps the same can of paint. They come back, he says, how do you like it? Wow, Bill, this is fantastic. How did you do it? He smiles and says, you know, and part of it is because your eyes don't see color the same way. Your mood affects the color perception. That's a topic. I mean, I worked in color perception. There are lots of complexities to color. Cameras do not see color well. Cameras produce colors that the human eye adjusts to. Okay? You see something else in it, that's a frame of reference. If I gave you a picture of a colored object and there's nothing else in that to compare it to, I can assure you, you won't really see that color as accurately as is needed. Okay? Next one. Our challenges. My business partner, Ramaswamy, is here. Ram, we'll be happy to talk to you. I often tell him running a business is like jumping across call it a 30-feet gap. Whether you jump 29.99 or 29, you still die. You need to get to the other side. Okay? So we're just getting to the other side of the chasm. Okay? Our challenges, I told you, initial nays have gone into our competition saying, oh, I'm sure this can be done, but we are working on it. So not invented here, that's actually a very interesting thing. We work with some companies and fight with the lab people. They do not know how this works, and they don't want to adapt to it because it was not invented by them. Threat perception, that is real exclusivity issues. We get customers who tell us, I would love to have it, but I want exclusivity. It's too big for anybody to own exclusivity. Okay? Small company handicap, that's obvious. We're a small company, we've got to work smarter. We don't have money to throw at marketing. Getting the word out, and we're doing that, and we are basically in the stage where we are going on the steep part of the slope. Next one. That's it. Actually, there was a video here.
sciences and PhD do you apply for this particular idea?
let me first apologize. Someone took my biodata and put down the word visionary. I'm out to prove otherwise. No. A lot. We have 4 principles, and that tells you how old we are. We probably represent about 200 years of expertise in digital color management, databases, computer vision, a whole lot of stuff. Everything goes into it. And more than anything else, what goes into it, quite honestly, is 19th century mathematics. Okay? And no one reads that, thank God. Color is a very easy thing to understand. I mean, everybody sees color. And in an AI sense, the things that you find easy to do are the hardest things to do for the machine. And frankly, the things that you find difficult to do quite often are easy to do for the machines. What you are not good at, none of us is, to describe a color exactly. You can't. There is not enough vocabulary. You don't have 16 million words to start. You cannot describe a color, but you can capture a color. Okay?
So, and the way it works is you take the picture, then you go to a color store and show them the picture. And
No, far from it. Can you go back? There, right there. See what you see on the left. What, I think pass it around. When you capture the color, this device displays 3 4-digit readings. Okay, those are what's called the RGB reading. There's a CMOS camera inside that has captured the color. Those readings represent the color. And you just asked me a question. That's billions of colors. Okay? You don't need to go to the store. The most important paradigm, if I didn't tell you, the store comes to you. You can actually take this, get on your iPad or iPhone, go to our website, input those numbers. That's what you see there. You see those numbers, if I can, flash it. If you can see that, that's the output of a screen. You input those numbers into your screen along with the device ID. We supply the website and you say, give me a formula to replicate that color, say Pittsburgh paint. You get a formula. You can have end-to-end. You can just send that to the store and have a pot mixed up. Put it this way, a contractor once did it. He went to somebody's home at 9:30 at night. Pitch dark. He warned the lady, I'm going to come to your house. If there is celsius outside, don't worry. I'm just measuring your siding. He said, it's pitch dark. He said, that doesn't matter. This has its own light to it. That's the only way you can measure color. He captures it, calls it into the store, sends an email. 7 o'clock, the store has mixed up a quart. He drops it off at the porch. She calls him back at 7:40 and says,